Welcome back, guys. Thanks for joining me for another beer review. I hope you're all well. We're in the living room now. A little bit of the bar set up you can see there. And just move it around. There we go. There's my units where I've got all my glasses, and I've got a glass there. And I have to be careful as I go around. I've got my dartboard up there, and I've got another beer machine there and a unit. That's me have a perfect draft hiding in the corner. You might not be able to see it there. But yes, in the living room. Cat there now as well. Camera shaking. Will you stop shaking, please? Right, we are heading over to that machine there. There we go, the Perfect Draft Pro. And we've got a keg that was recently released. I'm not exactly sure when it was, maybe 2 months ago, maybe a little bit less than that. And it's a French beer. It's from Brasserie Castelain. Now, you know I'm not a massive fan of French beers, though I have got to say the Grand Cru was a very nice drop indeed. Did enjoy that. And the one we are looking at now, I'm not exactly sure how you pronounce it. I'm going to call it Chitty Blonde. It's a blonde ale coming in at 6.8% ABV, and it is one of the more expensive kegs now. Coming in at £44.55, which I just looked at. Obviously, you're going to get your £5 keg deposit, so it's coming in £39.55. Depending on the deal you got or what you bought it at, will depend on the cost of the beer. But it works out, I think, £3. What does it work out as? I think they worked it out on the site with all your tokens and this, that, and the other. £3.55 a pint. But to be honest, it's probably going to be one of them. Realistically, if you went somewhere and bought it, it's going to cost you about £3.50, £4. It's probably going to cost you about £4 for a small glass. So that is what I'm going to be doing. Now, I don't have a glass. So over there behind me, I have got an Angelo Peretti glass. Now, I know it may well be sacrilege putting that beer in this glass, but it's exactly the same shape. I have looked it up. I don't have one of the Chitty glasses. There is a car alarm that keeps going off outside, which is doing my head in, so I do apologise if you can hear that. So yeah, the machine is set at 5 degrees. That's what they recommend have it at. Personally, you could probably, I bet you could get away with going another 5 degrees higher. But yeah, I'm going to go and do a pour. I won't do a video of it. I'll pause the video, come back, and then we'll have a look at the beer and see what we get. Finally, the alarm stopped literally that second. They must have heard me outside and thought, better get that off. Baz is doing a video. Anyway, we're back with the beer now. Hope you're all having a good weekend, and I hope you're all well. And hopefully I'm starting to put a bit more content up, and I will do some lives. So yeah, beer in a glass, Chitty Blonde. Know nothing about it when it was released. Didn't have a clue. Wasn't sure if it's a Belgian one or French, but it is French. So if you look at it, amber in colour. Now this is a nucleated glass, and you might not be able to see, but there is a few bubbles going up there. Slight chill haze on the glass. You can probably see just going up in the middle. Sort of, well, I say amber, a golden amber, strong sort of golden amber looking beer. A nice compact head that doesn't seem to be going anywhere, which is very good. Blonde ale, exactly what you'd expect it to look like. But will it taste of, will it be any good? Now, I'm not going to lie, I've had some of these already. But there we go. Beer in a glass. Let's give it a swirl and have a sniff. I don't know anything about it. I've not watched anyone's review yet, so I have no idea what I'm expecting. Not a massive amount going on. I'm getting a caramel note. Malt, that typical sort of malt that you get in a blonde ale. Caramel note, toffee maybe. I mean, if I was clutching at straws, I'd maybe say there's some kind of spiciness there, but I really think I'd be clutching at straws there, and I could be completely wrong. It smells very much like, if I'm honest, every other blonde sort of beer that I've had. Reminds me a bit like some of the ones that you buy in Aldi or Lidl. Maybe got a little bit more, it's less complexity to it, but the notes are a bit bigger. Anyway, Brasserie Castelain and their Chitty Blonde, 6.8% on the Perfect Draft Pro, set at 5 degrees. Will it be any better at a higher temperature? I don't know, but let's dive in, give it a go. Cheers, everyone. There's not a lot going on with that beer. There really isn't. First impressions, 44.55. That's not representing a 44.55 pound beer in my opinion. Let's go again. I mean, it looks very nice, but you really want that taste to be there, don't you? Body of the beer ain't bad. Got some weight to it. It's certainly not thin. It's very smooth, very soft, and it has got a nice mouthfeel. I will have to give it that, because it has got that weight to it. Carbonation is nice. As I said, it's smooth. The carbonation is very small bubbles, very gentle. Slight fizz across the palate. Nice mouthfeel. Everything is going there for this beer. Do I think it'd be better warmer? Quite possibly. I would say I'm maybe getting like a bit of a sort of dried candy fruit note on the back end, subtle with a little bit of bitterness. But flavour wise, there isn't a lot. I mean, that for me, that is something that has maybe extra that has popped. But we'll get on to the other notes that I'm picking up. Bit hoppy, little bit of bitterness there. That blonde malt sort of note that you get, I think, generally with most blondes. There is a subtle, I say subtle, it sort of wears off a little bit, but there is that caramel note, a slight sweet note. I mean, if you hold it on the palate as well, you maybe could say there's a little bit of spiciness. But the flavours that are there, for me, the big ones that just sort of stand out are really that sort of typical maltiness, and you do get that caramel note, slight sweet. I wouldn't say it's sticky or nasty around the mouth either. Some beers, I wouldn't say, some beers give you that stickiness. Sometimes they're sort of a nasty sort of stickiness and too full on. Some don't. The bloody car alarm's going off again, whoever's that is. I know it's not mine. This doesn't give you that, which I do like. But it's minimal on flavours that you are picking up. Like I say, I'm kind of searching. I could be completely wrong. I'm kind of, I don't want to say I'm picking at straws, but I'm trying to find things. And I do think there maybe is that sort of like candied fruit thing, sort of sugary fruit. I don't say sugary, but you know what I mean? There, and there is maybe a little bit of spiciness, but it's very subdued. It doesn't really sort of hit you in the mouth, which could be a good thing at the same time. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's not dreadful. There's nothing nasty in there. It is a bit limited on flavours, especially if you're not going to try and dissect it and you're just going to drink it. But at the same time, I suppose it's not bombarding you with loads. But I do think at £44.55, unless you're getting that on a really good deal, or you're treating yourself with tokens or something, I can't really say it's worth that, because of how sort of limited the beer is. And let's be honest, triple Carmelite, I'm looking at my little board up there and thinking of the big beers that are out. Triple Carmelite, Quack, you're paying that for them anyway. You're paying less than 44.55. You're probably paying that for Carmelite, which I think is 8.4% or 8%. You got Prestige, £43 something, 8.5%, and you pay more for something like this, which isn't as good as Prestige either. So for me, although it's not a dreadful beer, and I think it's one most people could drink, and they're not going to go, oh my God, this is vile, it's got nasty taste in it. It's underwhelming, and I think, if I'm honest, 40 quid would have been the top price for this, really. I think if you'd paid for 39.90, even maybe 41.90, which seems to be the sort of going rate for things, you wouldn't argue, but you are paying about 3-4 quid over the odds for this beer. That said, will I have too much trouble drinking it? I don't think I will. So there you go. There's my thoughts on that French beer. Brasserie Castelain and their Chitty Blonde, 6.8%, £40.55. Nothing really wrong with it, but nothing really great with it. I don't think it really warrants the price. That said, if you compare it to what you would be paying somewhere, it probably comes in at better value. It's an all right beer. It's not going to wow you. There's better beers out on the Perfect Draft that you can spend your money on. Triple Carmelite straight away would pass this, and Prestige for the same sort of price. So there you go. If you've had this beer before, let me know your thoughts on it. It'd be interesting to see. And I will watch a couple of reviews. If you've liked the video, give it one of them. If you're enjoying the channel, give it a sub. Hope you're enjoying your weekend. Not sure when this will be up, but Baz will see you again soon on another beer review. Cheers.